Okay, so after minutes and minutes upon minutes of trying to figure this out, because, well, I haven't been back in, I haven't been here in months, and YouTube's all new. They got rid of Google Hangouts. They got rid of Google Hangouts, Hangouts on air. That's what I've been using forever on here, forever and ever and ever. And well, now I got to figure this out on my own. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to say is this: there's an excuse I hear from people who are trying to break it into the sports media business. The big excuse I hear is that you need to have a connection, that you need to know somebody. I think that's a crock of shit. It's 2019. Things have changed. Social media has allowed us a platform where that excuse is no longer valid. I mean, I see guys on here like E-Rock, who are now at NBC Sports Philadelphia, and he's making a name for himself. No excuses. He went, he came, and he conquered. He put in the time, he grinded, he wanted it bad enough, and it happened. Things are starting to happen with me. I mean, I've been putting in the time. I mean, I've pushed through the doubts. There's been major stick-to-itiveness here. Because there are times, man, you want to quit, you want to give up, because things are just not working out for you. And then it happens. Out of nowhere, seemingly sometimes. I was at Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. Fox Sports Radio. They had a guy named there, Al Brooks. He was the program director. He absolutely loved me. He adored me. But unfortunately, the big boss in charge, well, he was a little like Chip Kelly. Had a bit of an attitude problem. I am no longer with them because I found something better. Philly influencer Sean Brace, he's getting back on the radio. Monday through Friday, he's getting his own show, 3 to 6. And I'm going to be his Eagles insider. That's the big news. Now, this is huge. This is a huge next step for me. And, look, I've had a rough summer because of some meds that I've been on. These meds, they've kicked my ass. They've been kicking my ass for a while. I'm still not 100%. I'm almost there, but I'm still not 100%. The reason why I haven't been on YouTube is to rest up for this opportunity. And that's why. I couldn't say anything back then because it wasn't official. I wasn't allowed to say anything. But, I mean, the meds were kicking my ass. I'm like, you know what? I need to be healthy, mentally right for this opportunity. And that's why I took the break that I did. So here we are. So, look, anybody out there, man, I mean, do a YouTube channel. If you want to make it, do YouTube. Start your own blog. I mean, that's what Liam Jenkins did, Philly Sports Network. He's another one. That's taken he's basically made the most out of his opportunity. He's over there in London, England. He's over there across the pond. And he made the most out of his opportunities. There is something out there for you if you really want it. To anybody who's trying to break it into this business, whether you're in school right now, high school, college, even if you're in your 30s, you don't have to give up. Liam is very, very talented, man. Really, really talented. Those film studies he does, absolutely. And he is, yes, very cool dude, very relaxed dude. Absolutely. So it's really about stick-to-itiveness and pushing through doubts, because there are going to be people who knock you down. There are going to be people who don't think you're good enough, who doubt you. That's what happened at the Jersey. They doubted me. And I got out of there. And now I'm here. And I'm with Sean Brace and the Gambler. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to be on there pretty much every day. As a guest. I'll be in studio as well. I'm going to be in studio on Tuesday. Going to do the Eagles post-game show with them. So I don't know where that leaves me in terms of post-game shows. I may try to just upload a solo vid for myself. I have talked with Philly 500. We will be continuing doing shows together. So the Bitter Dingbats will, happen probably every Monday. I'm thinking right now. So yeah, I'll get to some news in a bit. So just sharing this right now. I wasn't planning on doing this with my phone, because one of the things that the meds do, they make my hands shake, and my phone's like all over the place right now. But so the meds I take, they're for my kidneys, but the meds that I take, they are immunosuppressants, meaning they, in order for my kidneys to work, my immune system kind of has to get not shut down per se, but my immune system is not like a normal person's immune system. I have to wash my hands like all the time, make sure I don't get sick. So there are a lot of little things that I need to do on a daily basis, like even little things like brushing my teeth to make sure no germs get in my mouth. So it's really difficult for me sometimes with that. But you just push through it, and you just live it one day at a time. So enough about me. Let's talk about this Eagles team. Let's talk about the team. Let's talk about them. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be back pretty much every day now. So videos will be coming during the week. I guess tomorrow will be I'll do a video on Jadeveon Clowney tomorrow, since that seems to be a hot topic. Everybody wants to talk about Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, but I think it's best to not even go after him. I think he's asking for too much money. I don't think it's going to work. I would rather just stay away from him at this point. But, that's something that Philly 500 and I should probably debate about, because I know he loves Jadeveon Clowney. He wants Jadeveon Clowney, but I just think it's not worth it. And there you go. You still got to pay Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know if I said that already. But you got a lot of money tied up, even in Carson Wentz, even in Fletcher Cox. You're already paying two guys over $100 million. So those are kind of quick thoughts on Clowney, but I can get into that more tomorrow. All right, so I'm just going to go position by position, just kind of go brief overview of the team. I'll get more into things during the week. But, yeah, I mean, I like Clowney. He's a solid player, good player, but I wouldn't pay over $100 million for him and trade for him at this point. So that's just me. I might be, what's the word? On the unpopular side of that opinion, but, Okay. Get dreads. Yeah, my hair's getting real long, huh? Yeah, I'm just growing it out. All right, so let's start with the quarterbacks. I guess we can talk about Carson Wentz just a little bit. I mean, did we want him to play? Now, the thing that I find funny is that when he didn't play last year, shave it off. No, I'm not shaving it off. I love my hair. It looks beautiful. Love my hair. Okay, so I remember last year, one of the things that people said about Carson Wentz, they're like, all right, well, he didn't get the OTAs and he didn't get the preseason. And like people talking about the preseason. But then the preseason came around this year, and then people didn't want him to play in the preseason because they didn't want him to get hurt. So I found out kind of like hypocritical. Shave the beard? Just the beard? Just the beard? You just want to shave the beard, not the hair on the side? Yeah, the beard is getting kind of lengthy, huh? You're going for the NOLA look. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, I would have liked to see Wentz play a little bit. Grow till it touches your belly button. There you go. I might do that. Maybe go for a man bun. I'm just kidding. I ain't doing no man bun. I would have liked to see Wentz play in the last game. I would have liked to see him play at least a drive or two. I don't know if you guys concur with that. So, like the McCown move personally. Thoughts on Studfeld? Yeah, I heard there was little trade rumors today with Nate Sudfeld potentially going to the Colts. I mean, they, obviously with that Andrew Luck situation. I mean, my thoughts on Andrew Luck, I have never seen anything like this close to a season. The most shocking retirement I remember is Barry Sanders. Jim Brown retired when he was 29. That was back in the 60s or whatever. Calvin Johnson retired. But Andrew Luck left his teammates high and dry like 2 weeks before the season. That's kind of a dick move in a way. I love Andrew Luck. I think he's a solid dude. He's a good dude. But what do I think of Alshon trade rumors? I'm not buying it. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's going to the XFL. Yeah, I've heard that too. Because like Oliver Luck, whatever. But okay. Thoughts on the quarterback situation? I was one of the people who liked the Josh McCown signing. I think Josh McCown's been kind of underrated for a while. There were people who threw his record out there. It was like, well, this is his record. I forget what it was, but it doesn't matter because look at who he's played with. He played with Cleveland. He played with all these shitty teams. Now I think he's always been pretty good. Always been kind of underrated. Not bad with the Jets, 2 years ago. So for a backup, I mean, listen, like if Carson Wentz gets hurt, Nick Foles is going to happen once every 100 years. That's never going to happen again. So if Carson gets hurt, the truth is you're fucked anyway. So, all right, running backs. Let's talk running backs. Miles Sanders, to me, I think at the end of the day, when the season is over, he's going to be the guy that leads all the running backs in the yards, the rushing yards, all that stuff. I was a big Miles Sanders guy coming out of the draft. I thought he was the number one running back heading into it. So I was bigger on him than Josh Jacobs. I love that jump cutting ability that he has, the vision that he possesses. And I think he might even get the most touches in week 1. We'll see. Jordan Howard, he'll be the best pass protector on the team. And that's going to be a big thing because last year that was a problem, a huge problem. Darren Sproles is going to make the team. You're probably going to have 4 guys make it. That's what it seems like. So Darren Sproles, he's your pass catcher / special teams ace guy. And do I trust Carson to play a full 16-game season? Do I trust him? No. But I hope that he's learned and done things this offseason that are going to be beneficial to him, like the diet. He's lost like 20 to 30 pounds. He's trying to work on his flexibility. He's trying to figure that part out where he doesn't get hurt. And that would be really nice for him not to get hurt. So, explain why you think the Eagles are the 84 Niners. Okay, that was going to be a video topic this week, but I can get into a little bit of that right now. Okay. 2017 happened, right? So did 1981. 1981, the NFL back then was like in a transition. And there was also a new rule instituted. I think it was in 1981 where it helped the passing game out. The illegal contact rule was instituted. I believe it was that year. And back then, you basically ran the ball on first down, ran the ball on second down, then you threw the ball on third down. So the league was in a transition, and you had the San Francisco 49ers kind of revolutionize the NFL with their new passing attack. And Joe Montana in 1981, that was kind of his breakout year. But in 1981, the 49ers were still kind of relatively unknown, and when they won the Super Bowl that year, a lot of people thought it was a fluke. A lot of people thought it was a fluke because they thought that 49ers team had a gimmick offense. Does that sound kind of familiar a little bit? Just a little bit? Gimmick offense? You think back to 2017, Eagles win the Super Bowl, Doug Peterson in that offense, the RPOs, really instituted the RPOs. You look at Doug Peterson and the way he's utilizing things on fourth down. Okay, so let's go back to 1981. So 1981 happened, first divisional round playoff game. That was the first 300-yard game of Joe Montana's career. So Joe Montana in 1981 was not really established yet. Think even 2001 Patriots with Tom Brady. Wasn't really established yet. So 1981 happened. The 49ers won the Super Bowl. And then the next 2 years, they were kind of almost irrelevant. Now, 1982, they didn't make the playoffs. Last year, Eagles didn't make the playoffs. We see this sometimes with Super Bowl champions. Next year, they don't make the playoffs. But then the year after, they kind of bounce back. So 1982, 49ers stunk. 1983, they went 10-6. They got to the NFC Championship game. So 1983 was a weird season where the Redskins were the 1 seed in the NFC, but the second best team in the NFC that year was Dallas. They went 12-4, but Dallas lost to the Rams in the wild card round. So the only other team that had more than 10 wins was San Francisco. And San Francisco got down 21-0 in the NFC Championship game, came back, but then Matt Mosley hit a game-winning kick for the Redskins that sent them to the Super Bowl. So 1984, this was the year, like everything came together for the 49ers. Joe Montana really entering his prime. Think Carson Wentz, think revenge tour. Think about it this way. In 1984, people were doubting the 49ers. They thought that they were a gimmick. They were a gimmick back then. That's what people thought because of the way they played. They didn't have a dominating running back who was churning in between the tackles. They had a passing attack based on precision and timing. And back then, when you threw the ball, you basically threw it short, like hitch routes, or you went long. So this 49ers team in 1984, kind of like this Eagles team right now, everything is, the rosters are loaded. There are no weaknesses on this Eagles roster right now. So the formula to a season like the 49ers had in 1984, they go 15-1, they win the Super Bowl, they steamroll through everybody. So the recipe to a season like that is not only a loaded roster, but motivation. And that 1984 49ers team clearly very motivated because people thought that the 1981 team was a fluke, that the 49ers were, basically this finesse team. And 1984, they just blew everybody out of the water. I look at this Eagles team. Vegas has them at, I don't even think they have them do they have them at 10 wins? I don't even know. But it seems like people are doubting the Eagles. And people are forgetting just how good Carson Wentz is. And I'm looking at this Eagles roster. People are overlooking this team. It's not like last year where the expectations were high. I mean, the expectations are high in the city, but the expectations for the country, for the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think are that high. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think it is. I don't think that... Are people talking the Eagles going to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. Vegas, I think, has them at 9-10 wins. So you look 1984, that 49ers team, everything just worked together, and I think the same thing's going to happen. You have a coach in Doug Peterson who I think is a genius, quite frankly, and the way he can get that offense humming. So, yeah, so there you go. There's kind of a brief explanation. I guess I basically gave my whole video away. Man. I don't know if any of that made any sense, but, I think there are a lot of similarities between these two teams. And just the way that, the 49ers were getting disrespected back in the day. It wasn't until 1984 happened that, people really started to appreciate the Niners. Okay, so we talked wideouts, or we talked quarterbacks, we talked running backs. I don't think I got to Corey Clement, so I think he's going to be the fourth running back on the roster. I don't think it's going to be Josh Adams. The fumbles are kind of killing him. And Wendell Smallwood, I'm done. I'm done with Wendell Smallwood. Just cut him already. Good riddance. Okay. Wide receivers. I really like what I'm seeing out of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Say it like Mike Tyson. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Shout out to E-Rock. It was a freaking hilarious meme. What I love out of JJ is this. Okay, so he's got 12 receptions. That's fifth in the NFL so far for the preseason. 147 receiving yards. I think that leads the preseason. So we know that he can get the jump ball. He's great in the red zone. But what I've been a little bit pleasantly surprised about has been his ability after the catch and how he's able to just smoothly transition from catch to the turn-up field. And the one pass that was thrown behind him, for him to just seamlessly transition into the turn-up field, I thought that was pretty impressive for a guy his size. And that wasn't something you saw on a regular basis at Stanford. So that was good to see. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is looking like the real deal. So it is preseason. We want to see this in a real game. But good to see. And in terms of the fifth wide receiver, it sounds like, they're going to keep 5. I'm curious what you guys think. Who's going to be the fifth wideout? I personally think Matt Collins is going to make the team. We'll see, though, because I'm not 100% sure. But I think because of the special teams, the value he brings on that in that area, I think that's why he makes it. And I think people also forget how good he was that rookie season. So Greg Ward, he's quick and jittery. He's in the mix. Mark and Michelle, he's another guy. He had that big 75-yard reception in week 1. They could keep 6. I mean, usually you do keep 6. But I got a feeling because they keep 4 running backs, they might keep only 5 wide receivers. But Mark and Michelle's stock has dropped off. You know what the problem with Mark and Michelle is because Nate Sudfeld got hurt, there was nobody who could suddenly push the ball down the field for him. Because Clayton, you got Clayton Thorson and Cody Kessler is, oh my God, what an abomination he is. What an abomination he is. Oh, okay. Do you need to wear a mask around people? No, I don't. No, I just gotta wash my hands a lot. So, let's see. Tight ends. Let's talk tight ends. Dallas Goedert looks like a beast. That first preseason game. Oh my God. Oh, Dallas. Oh yeah. He didn't need to play another game after seeing him play that first game. Richard Rodgers got hurt, which means Josh Perkins. Scott Olsen, damn sir, I'm glad. Scott, really appreciate you checking in. Dude, you're an inspiration, man. I remember this one time where you left me a comment when I was kind of feeling a little down, not knowing if I was going to, break it and make it or not. And, you kept my mood up. You said some really nice things to me, and I really appreciated those words. I don't know if you remember the comment you left me, but I really appreciated that. So talking tight ends, I think I said it. Richard Rodgers got hurt. He's got a foot injury, so Josh Perkins is going to probably make the roster. Offensive line. Okay. I have some crow to eat. I have some crow to eat for the offensive line. I'll just admit it right now. I fucked up on Andre Dillard. I was wrong, dead wrong. Andre Dillard is the best tackle in the draft. I was wrong about him. I was wrong. Andre Dillard is a freaking beast. He's a stud. Oh my God. He's so clean. His feet are so quick. Nobody can get around him. Now my two worries with Dillard coming out of college were his ability to handle the bull rush, because I think he's a little bit light, downstairs. But the other part was I was a little bit worried about his toughness. I saw this guy who was a lot of finesse, but the one thing that I loved hearing was that he was getting into fights at training camp. And I loved it. I loved hearing that. Once I heard that, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm good now. Yeah, you see, I want pancakes from my offensive lineman, baby. I want pancakes. So, hey, I see all the comments that they're moving really quickly. Appreciate all the kind words. Yeah, got in 3 fights, dude. It's awesome, dude. I love that. So I was wrong about him. All right, I can admit when I'm wrong, and I was dead wrong about him. Sometimes I can be firm with my opinion. Sometimes, I go a little out there, out against the grain. I'm not afraid to. But when you're wrong, hey, gotta admit it, right? So there you go. All right. What else to talk about along the offensive line? Let's see. I do think Jordan Mailata will make the roster. Because if you put him on the practice squad, I don't think, yeah. Let's see. What else on the... Oh, Big V looks pretty good at right guard. Looks really good at right guard. How about that? Big V. I like what I've seen out of him. All right, let's go to defensive line. So there was one thing I was, kind of curious about heading into the preseason. And where the production was going to come depth wise along the Eagles' defensive line. Well, speaking specifically among the defensive ends. And, well, we got Deshaun Hall. I mean, he's been the preseason MVP so far. I think I don't know if he still has the highest, like, PFF grade, but dude, he's been unbelievable. He's been unbelievable. He looks really fast off the ball. He knows how to use his hands. And he can bend the edge a little bit. I mean, Deshaun Hall. So you got him. And then you got Josh Sweat. So Josh Sweat, I think he's shown a little something. I mean, I wasn't crazy about his first game because, and I know, he was going against Taylor Lewan and he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. But my thing with that was like, listen, in the NFL, you're playing against the top 32 tackles in the world. And if you're having trouble against Taylor Lewan, I mean, it's going to, it's going to get pretty tough for you on a weekly basis. I mean, in the NFC East, you got to deal with Tyron Smith and you got Trent Williams. So you're going to see good tackles every week. So, like, that's the thing I heard, like, from the Eagles fans preseason week 1 was, oh, well, Josh Sweat, he had to go against Taylor Lewan. And I thought, for a guy that's like, I want to see him beat him a little bit. And he was getting shut down all night. And then once Austin Patzer came in, then he was using the long arm rush and he was beating him up a little bit. So Josh Sweat looks a lot better against backups, but I want to see him, see what he can do against real starters. And then, we'll see once the season comes around because he's going to be playing. So he's going to be playing. Hall's going to be getting some snaps. And I think even Sharif Miller has shown some things as well. So all of a sudden, Eagles look like they might have some depth at defensive end. And then defensive tackle, I mean, they're loaded. Fletcher Cox, deep penetration. As I got 69 viewers in the stream right now. Just went back to 68. Got to get a 69th viewer just for the deep penetration. All right. Let's see. Oh, linebackers now. Linebackers. So Paul Warlow got released the other day, and he just retired today. But his release really kind of opened it up for some guys. So the guy that's really caught my attention among the linebackers, I mean, there's a couple guys. So Zach Brown looks like, the real deal. So you're going to have him. Zach Brown. LJ Fort looks good. LJ Fort is what Corey Nelson was supposed to be last year. He's fast. He flows to the ball. I liked what I've seen out of him. TJ Edwards looks pretty good too. I mean, all these guys. TJ Edwards and then Alex Singleton, the CFL guy. I mean, he's flying around. So linebacker is a position that kind of looks like they have some depth. So, secondary. I'll tell you what. The guy that I'm most disappointed with in the secondary has been Sidney Jones. Sidney Jones got all of the hype during training camp. He had some really good days. And I'm just not seeing it out of him. I mean, he doesn't look comfortable enough. And when you're getting beat and off coverage by James O'Shaughnessy, a fucking tight end, not good. So he looked, last year when he played, he looked good inside. But then outside, he looked really bad. And outside, he still continues to look very bad. He looks, I mean, there were a couple times where James O'Shaughnessy is running a post pattern on him. And he's just not trusting his eyes and his instincts. He's not putting his foot in the ground and going after the ball. He just looks like he's stuck in cement. And there's guys going past him. So Sidney Jones doesn't look good. But Rasul Douglas looks amazing. So you have one who looks really bad, but then the other one looks good. And that was the same draft class. So the guy who might wind up being the better player is the guy that they chose in the third round. So, yeah. So Rasul Douglas looks good, and then Sidney Jones not so much. And then some of these other guys look really bad. Like some of the guys that aren't going to make the team. Like, oh, I'm done with Josh Hawkins. I was done with Josh Hawkins after the goddamn NFC divisional playoff game, and to see him still getting beat like a drum. Like, good riddance. Oh, we could have had Joe Mixon. Could have had Joe Mixon. So let's see what else. What else is going on? Safeties. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I guess the big takeaway out of this preseason is seeing how much that they want to keep guys healthy, and nobody's really playing. I mean, it's basically felt like we've had 3 week 4 preseason games. That's what it's felt like. Like week 3 is supposed to be the dress rehearsal and like the practice game, and that wasn't no dress rehearsal. So the preseason has been all week 4 games. And the big takeaway is last year, if you remember, there was a lot of injuries heading into the season. A lot of injuries, a lot of guys that were struggling trying to get back healthy. Whereas this year, a lot different. Everybody seems to be healthy heading into the year. So not like last year where you're waiting for guys to come back. And Doug wants to make sure that he keeps them that way. So starter on bubble wrap. Oh, yeah, he is in bubble wrap. They're going to take him out of bubble wrap finally in a couple weeks. So, okay. All right. All right. Starters, Darby, Douglas, outside, Maddox, slot. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Hey, Dr. Orange. What's up, man? What's up? So glad to have you back, yo, Adrian. He's back. I really appreciate the donation. Really appreciate the donation. So, Hurd Lane is still hurt. Yeah, they're gonna keep him out until week 1. I heard today that Fletcher Cox may not play week 1. We'll see. So, yeah, preseason doesn't matter. So, I don't have a problem with Wentz out, says Eric R. Mills will be back. He will start, says Champs Birds. I don't know if he's gonna get his job back. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, good to see you back. Thanks, Gary. A lot of people good to say. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. So, as I kind of explained earlier, I mean, I wanted to be back sooner, but the meds were really kicking my ass, and like I completely underestimated how bad they were going to be. They were kicking my ass on a daily basis. They not only messed with me physically, but mentally too. It's like a mind fuck with this shit. For all this medication. But I'm good now. I feel good. So starting tomorrow, I'll be I don't know what time I'm gonna be on yet, but whatever 2 people left, someone just came in again. Now we're back up to 70. Someone's gotta leave, we gotta get back to 69. Yeah. How do you feel about Sharif Miller? Yeah, I mean, he like I was talking about earlier with the defensive ends. Deshaun Hall looks good. Josh Sweat looks good, and even he's showing some promise too. I want Mills and Douglas taking safety reps. That was something I thought we were going to see this offseason, and we really didn't see it. We really didn't see the Jalen Mills or I'll take that one for the team and leave to get it back to 69. Well, now we need an extra person. Now we're down to 68. So we need some bitter dingbats. Been missing it. I'll probably text Philly 500 right after this is over and tell them that we're gonna do a bitter dingbats tomorrow. We'll probably do a bitter dingbats tomorrow. Except if we do a bitter dingbats, I gotta figure out how the hell to freaking stream. Like, this is all new. Jeez. Oh. I was trying to figure this out. Like they got rid of Hangouts on Air on August 1st. And Hangouts on Air is what I've used for the longest time. So Miles Sanders, how do you think he'll turn out? I think he's the best running back in this draft. I think he's better than Josh Jacobs. Also, if they keep 5 running backs, if they keep Josh Adams, if they keep 5, I think they would keep him over Smallwood. Yeah. So do a final 53 roster cuts of Philly 500. That's a good idea. I think we did that last year. So, is he better than Tony Pollard? Maybe. Maybe. They might pick him up, Dallas. Houston might be picking some dudes up too. Bitter King that bets. So, if you can't use Hangouts, what do you use? I'm going to have to figure that out because I was trying to figure that out today. I couldn't figure that out. That's why I'm doing it on the phone right now because I scheduled a live stream and then I came in and then they didn't have the Hangouts. So, there you go. 11-5 for my Birds prediction. Grab the 2 seed in the NFC. Okay. All right. Man, I've been on here for 36 minutes already. Whee! It's good to be back, though. It's good to, get my preseason reps. Got to get ready for the season. Getting my reps in, getting some, audio in. Zeke signs big deal then out for the season. Yeah, Kyle's still here. Kyle's still with. Yep. Smallwood in a second for Clowney. What do you think? Everyone's telling me to shave. I don't think a Clowney trade's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make a video on that tomorrow. So just picked up Lamar Miller. So what I did yesterday, I drafted Andrew Luck. So that was like my bad draft pick. He's my number 2 quarterback though, because I drafted Aaron Rodgers. Saints and Rams will miss the playoffs. Eagles win Super Bowl. Yo, I don't necessarily disagree with that, by the way. I think one of those two, at least one of those two, is not making the playoffs. I agree with that. I think the sleeper team in the NFC West is San Francisco, although I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of Jimmy G. Yeah, Lamar tore his ACL. They did just trade for Duke Johnson, so he's gonna be catching passes and getting some snaps. Yeah, Jimmy G looks really really bad, which sucks, because I wanted to see the Niners do well this year. Wilson is low key underrated. Wilson is kind of low key underrated. Because, in terms of being elite, he is elite. No trades, please, says Kelly Green Wings. Yeah, I'll do the Clowney. I'll do a Clowney video tomorrow. I'll break it down, explain why I don't think it's gonna happen. And then watch, it'll probably break minutes after I make the video. Because that's what happens. 12-4 is reasonable. You guys want to hear what my prediction is? I think the Eagles are going 14-2. 14-2. Big balls Doug. I think that's why I keep saying the Niners, baby. I'm going bold. Crack must be good in Philly. Maybe you should try some. Hey, who will we lose to? I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure out who it was. Crack is whack. Yeah, I don't do crack. Crack isn't good. Browns. I think the Browns will make the playoffs. I think the Browns win the AFC North. We lose in Miami after beating Seahawks and Patriots back-to-back. I could see that. Yeah. All right. All right, I'm gonna hop out of here. It's good to be back. It's good to hear from you guys. And I'm gonna do Clowny tomorrow, and I'm gonna be on the radio tomorrow. So I'm gonna see if I can upload those too, upload those clips and get them on here. All right, so that starts tomorrow, 3 to 6. Sean Brace back on the radio, 102.5 FM, 1480 AM. I don't think the FM signal is that strong. If you're like outside of Philadelphia, it might be tough to hear. But download the iHeartRadio app. So that's really what we're trying to push. We're trying to push the streaming because that's where streaming that's where things are going. It's going streaming, and that's kind of what we want to push is the app more so than listening to us on the radio. So we're gonna do sports gambling. We're gonna get into the sports gambling business. We're gonna be the third fiddle here. So there's WIP, there's the Fanatic. So we gotta do something a little different. So that's what we're gonna try to do a little gambling. And I think this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for it to start tomorrow. So there it is. I am out of here. Everyone take care. Thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and I'm back, baby. That's right.